Welcome to this class, very exciting. I was inspired uploading all my videos to my YouTube channel by some of my prior workouts. So I'm actually going to bring back one with new exercises. So it's gonna be a stacked class, which means we'll do exercises stacked on top of each other in intervals. But first, obviously we'll warm up. So you can start laying back down on your back, finding our neutral spine. So back is on the mat. Spine is pressed down. So you can put those hands on your thighs or on your hip bones and the feet are planted into the ground. And then we're actually gonna start today by bringing one knee to 90 degrees before you even lift up. So bringing that knee here, and then this is where you're gonna push into that left foot and lift up into your glute bridge. So you're gonna feel that left glute fired up right away here. You could even imagine that you're kind of pulling that foot still kind of to the left, and you'll feel a little bit of adductor inner thigh engagement there too. So here we're gonna start by straightening out that right leg and just slowly lowering it down towards the ground till you feel that lower back kind of come in, and then lift it back up. So we're warming up the hip flexors here. We're warming up the glutes, and the pelvis should never really be dropping on that right side. So as soon as it starts to drop, you want to make sure it's staying back to neutral. That toe is flexed in. Ryan, you gotta work on your glutes here, buddy. Good, we'll do two more. Lowering down to about equal height with your pelvis. Last one. Good. All right, so you're gonna stay straight out. So that leg is gonna be straight out from your pelvis, and you're gonna externally rotate your toes here. So you're turning the toes out and then back into center. And you're gonna, this is where your femur is really warming up that hip joint. So toes flexing out and back in. Two more in. Good, you can bring that knee back up and bring it down. You'll lower those hips, and we'll do the other. You want to stop making so many aggressive noises? All right, bringing up that left side here, same thing. That right foot is planted and you're lifting up to your 90-degree angle with that knee. So before you straighten it out, make sure you have a stable base, and then we'll straighten out that left leg, toes flex, and we'll do our leg lifts and lower. So if you've come to my class before, you know we're never about rushing. So we're nice and controlled here. That hamstring is working a little bit too. Lifting up until it feels like that hip flexor is engaged, and back down. I think I found Ryan's weakness. Good, we'll do one more here. And when we get to the bottom, we're gonna come back to those external rotations with the toes. So the toe goes out a couple inches, and you don't want the pelvis to tip here. It's really all in that hip joint. Toe flexes out, back in. Yeah, you should be able to feel your hip joint. Last one, hold here, bring that knee back into 90, and then you can lower all the way down. You can hug those knees in for a second and roll around. Can everyone hear me okay? We good? Okay, awesome. So we're gonna go into a little bit of a core warm up. So those feet can be planted, the hands will come under your neck. Those elbows are pointing up, that lower back is pressed down. All right, we're gonna take an inhale, exhale, and lift up off those shoulder blades. The head is pressed back and towards the hand. You're gonna lift up that left leg and come back to that movement of you externally rotating that toe here. That back is pressed down. We'll do 3, 2, 1. Lowering that foot down and back in. Inhale, exhale, and lift. We're straightening out that right leg, coming to that external rotation on that right side. Really trying to peel those shoulder blades up as much as you can. Last one, lower and down. We're gonna add on this time. Inhale, exhale, and lift. We're still doing those external rotations, but you're gonna twist to the left, just a couple inches. Oh, it should be burning a little bit. 3, 2, 1, twist back to center, left leg down, other side. Inhale, exhale, and and lift. That right leg comes out. You're twisting to the right while you're doing those external rotations with a foot. Toes flexed in. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, last time here. Inhale, exhale, and lift. All right, twisting towards the left. That left leg can be out. If you want to hover that right leg for an extra challenge, you can do all of this at once, or you can take any of those options. So you can hover that right leg or just do your rotations for 3, 2, 1. Back in, last side. Inhale, exhale, and lift. Again, your options, you can twist to the right. You can do just those external rotations, or you can hover that left leg. Good. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. All right, that core should be nice and warmed up. We're gonna do one last, just quick little quadruped warm up. So you're gonna come hands on the mat. So those, you can see I just painted my nails. Those wrists are right on your shoulders, knees are a little bit under your hips here. And we're gonna do a couple cat-cows to warm up the upper back. So instead of, you'll notice here, most people with their cat and cows arch the back a lot. We're really just trying to pull the chest through rather than arch the back. So we're gonna start by pressing up with the shoulder blades, dropping the head. And then here, instead of arching that back, imagine you're dragging your palms back and pulling your chest through your armpits. And then pressing into the hands, lifting up those shoulder blades and pulling. This should be very dynamic. This should not feel like a nice, fun stretch. You should really feel like those hands are dragging you up and down the mat here. And then they're pulling you back through. Your chest should feel like it's really lighting up, and then when you press into those hands, the upper back is feeling some engagement too. Last one, and then find your neutral here. All right, we'll just give the wrists a quick roll, and then we're gonna jump right into it. So, how this works, we have 10 exercises, which means we have 10 rounds. So you'll do the first exercise for 30 seconds and then 30 seconds rest. You'll do the second exercise and the first exercise, 30 seconds rest, so on up to 10. So our first exercise is going to be a forearm plank to a dolphin. So I recommend finding your forearm plank first. So you can find it on your palms, so your hands like this, or you can bring the hands together if that feels better. And you're basically gonna start in your dolphin, and then you're gonna walk back and find that forearm plank. And then you're gonna lift with the hips, walk the feet in to a dolphin, and then walk the feet back into that plank. That's our first exercise. And that's actually all you really know and need to know right now. So we're gonna be doing that for 30 seconds. And then during that 30-second rest, I'll show you the next one. All right, ready, set, go. So finding that forearm plank, you're walking those feet in. So again, finding that same puffing up of your shoulders that you did in the cat and cow. Walking, and those knees can be as bent as they need to be here. Putting that weight into your shoulders, walking back into that plank. All your favorite exercises, Brian. Good. Walking in here. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds rest. I'll show you the next one. We're going to be going into side lunge pivots. So you can start at the top of your mat. You're pivoting to the outside, coming to the top, turning around, pivoting to the outside. So each time you're coming in and out. I should have also told you the theme of this class is using the whole mat, so you'll see what I mean. But all right, we're going into our side lunge pivots in 3, 2, 1. So pivoting out, sitting those hips back and down. So at the top, you're just switching directions. Using the inside of your foot to push you up towards the top. Good, feeling the adductors engaged here, those inner thighs. Core is still engaged. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're back into that forearm plank to dolphin. So finding forearm plank, walking those feet in, and then walking back down into that plank. Walking those feet in, and walking the feet back out. So that dolphin should really feel the shoulders engaged, the core engaged, and the hamstrings. Walking in, walking back out. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds off. On to our next one. So we'll be in a plank, and then we're gonna come into a hovering table. So you're in that plank position, you have 2 options. Option 1 is to jump into that hovering table and jump back out. Option 2 is to walk into that hovering table. So you're a couple inches lifted up. That was too close. Your knee should be more under your hips, but you know what I mean. All right, starting with those. So plank, you can jump into the hovering table or coming out. So we're doing it. Okay. We're going, right? No. So you can jump using that core, or you can step in and step out. And then, as you may imagine, we're doing those side lunge pivots. In 3, 2, 1, standing up right into it, sitting back and down, pivoting at the top. So we're using our whole mat here. Stepping out and pressing back in. Heart rate should be going up a tiny bit here. Remember, you're choosing the speed of these side lunges. Don't feel like you have to rush. All right, coming back into our forearm plank to dolphin in 3, 2, 1. Nice and controlled here. Using the strength of the core to pull your hips up into that pike position and back down. Coming in. Again, you're trying to basically rip the mat apart with your palms here. Good, 3, 2, 1. Whew, it's getting hard to talk. All right, coming to our deadlift walks. You'll be at the back of your mat. You'll step forward, hinge forward into one leg deadlift, hinge in. Step forward that other foot, hinge forward, one leg deadlift, step in. Step forward with the other foot, so you're alternating, and then you'll step back, same thing, deadlift, step back, come back into that deadlift. All right, 3, 2, 1, we'll do it together. Step right foot forward, come down into that deadlift, step in. You'll switch to the other leg, step forward. Good. Basically, you're just walking up and down your mat, trying to do an airplane. Again, take this at your own speed. Good, 3, 2, 1. You're coming into that plank. We're back into our hovering table and plank. So again, you can take that impact out if you don't want to jump. You can just step in or step out. I'm already tired. We're only on number 4. Good, using those palms to press into the mat. 3, 2, 1, standing up for those side lunge pivots, stepping out and back in. Good, so the knee shouldn't be coming over the toe here. Those hips are sitting back and down. Good, all right, coming to that forearm to dolphin in 3, 2, 1. So finding that forearm plank, walking those feet in as close as you can, finding that forearm plank. You still want to do your 8-minute plank after this?
Keep going. passionately hate.
Good. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds off here. Guess I'll start it. All right, going into skaters. So you'll come sideways on your mat. You can do no impact by kind of just stepping back and forth. You can come into a tap. You can also do one leg if you want more of a balance challenge. Whew, I'm out of breath. 10 seconds, and then we'll start with those skaters. And this will be our halfway point. Starting in 3, 2, 1. So you can pick whichever of those options you want, depending on how high intensity you want this to be. Nice, 15 seconds. And then we'll go into those one leg deadlift walks. Good, 3, 2, 1. Coming to the back of your mat, stepping forward, hinging into that one leg deadlift, stepping forward to the left foot, one leg. Using that glute, and really important here, those hips are staying even. Don't knock me over, Ryan. Nice and controlled in those hamstrings. I think the stepping back is hard. All right, 3, 2, 1. You're finding that plank into your hovering table. So that internal layer of your core is really engaged here because you're basically pulling half your body in towards the other part of your body. Good, 3, 2, 1. Side lunge pivots. So you can see how it all adds up. And you don't really ever get a very long break. Good, 15 seconds left. Almost to that recovery. Good, 3, 2, 1. We're coming into our dolphin, into plank. Walking those feet, and again, they can be as bent as you want them to be. Hinging at the hips and walking back out. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds rest. Whew, mother of pearl. All right, lateral squat walk. So back at the end of your mat, you're sitting back into your squat and you're laterally walking to the top. If you have a band, you're welcome to use a band. Staying low in that squat, squeezing the glutes back and forth. All right, we'll start in 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. So we're staying low. Notice that my back is flat here, I'm not arching. It's gonna be tempting as you get tired to start coming up here. Really see if you can sit back with those hips. 15 seconds. Core is still fired up here, protecting that low back. See, my legs are getting tired. Trying to pivot up a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Right into those skaters. So finding another lateral movement. Again, picking your level, you can always take the impact out. Choice is yours. 10 seconds. Coming into those deadlift walks in 3, 2, 1. Back of your mat, stepping forward, hinging, control back up. Stepping forward to the left, hinging, coming back to the front. So I get about 3 steps before I have to start walking back. Good. 3, 2, 1. We're into that plank, into hovering table. Again, jumping in or out is your choice. You can step. Same thing. I'm sweating. Ah! You know when you plan something, you don't know how hard it's going to be. Good. Coming to those side lunge pivots in 3, 2, 1. Standing up. Sitting back and down. So I do not have a lot of hip mobility here. So I'm just like physically not capable of pushing my hips back that far. So don't be disappointed in yourself if you can't hit that mystical 90-degree angle. It's really different for everyone. So your body is your body. 3, 2, 1. We're coming into that plank, into dolphin, finding that plank, hinging forward, puffing up that upper back, and walking back into that plank. Do you feel like you like it more now?
No.
Okay. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 30-second rest. Oh, man. All right, next up, we have, I call it a chasse. Ryan says that's a terrible name for it. Side jumps, whatever. So you're basically just going to pivot one way, pivot the other way. If you want to take the step out, you can just do squat steps, but you can add the jump in if you want. Starting in 3, he's already got his Gatorade. 2, 1, and then you're tapping with opposite hands, and don't feel like you have to touch the ground. Your choice here. I like calling it a chasse. I know that's not what it's called, but it represents what I feel like this movement is.
That's valid.
Just choked on my own spin. 10 seconds. All right, we're coming to those lateral squat walks in 3, 2, 1. All right, staying low here. Brings me back to my basketball conditioning days when they made us do this around the whole court. It's pretty freaking awful. Ryan, did I tell you that my video got banned on YouTube because you played broken glass during your plank? 3, 2, 1, skaters.
I mean, I'm not going to apologize. So.
Good. Again, you can always try one leg if you want a little bit more of that balance. Clearly, my balance is terrible. Ten seconds here. All right, 3, 2, coming to your deadlift walk. So maybe you want to switch it up this time, start with the left foot. Nice and controlled, and don't feel like you have to touch the ground here. That just sometimes helps me balance a little bit. Good. 3, 2, 1. Into that plank to hovering table, hopping in, hopping out. You can always hold one for a second if you want. Staying strong here. 3, 2, 1. Side lunge pivots. Sitting back and down. Do you just want to skip out on the last one?
Hmm?
Kidding. Honestly, Maggie might give you a run for your money on your plank, Ryan. She's a plank master.
I am not a plank master. By no means.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Coming into that plank into dolphin.
Oh,
I love this one.
you love anything to do with dolphin.
I really like dolphin.
Corrupted you.
I think it's so fun. Nice and controlled here. Back into that plank. Almost to that rest. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we're doing sumo squat pivots. So similar to those side lunge pivots, you'll start at the top. You're gonna turn out into, you can't really see my feet, but out into a sumo squat, back to the top, turning out into a sumo squat, to the top, out into that sumo squat. All right, we'll start in 3, 2, 1. So you're at the top, turning out into that sumo squat, turning at the top, sumo squat. So that top of your mat is the point that you're pivoting on. Yeah, feel free to grab a weight if you have it like Ryan does. Sitting those hips back and down. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're coming to the chasse. I'm gonna switch directions this time. Chasse, side lunge leap, whatever you would like to call it. Oh my, that's not even what it is, Ryan. That's a skater.
Oh. That's very wrong.
Very wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong in fitness. You're moving.
I feel like it's not true.
That's actually not true. All right, 3, 2, 1. Lateral squat walks. Staying low here. If you really feel that lower back, start to feel it. See, take a second, engage that lower core, and then come right back into it. Good, 3, 2, coming into those skaters. Again, choosing your level here. I'm actually gonna take the taps out this time. Nice and controlled even in this movement. That's a little bit more high intensity. Deadlift walks in 3, 2, 1. Coming to the back, stepping, hinging into that glute. So if you really actually squeeze the hamstring, it actually would help your balance. So the faster you do it, the less likely you are to recruit the muscles that you need to be nice and controlled here. 3, 2, 1. Into that plank, into hovering table. So make sure you're finding that stable plank before you jump those feet in or walk them in. Three, 2, 1. Side lunge pivots. We are almost to the end here. I promise. The end, but only the beginning. That was really deep.
End of the workout, but not of the journey.
We got a long journey to go, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Coming into that plank, into your dolphin.
The cheesy fitness attitudes with Mallory.
My fitness, Maleficent journey. Oh, I need to 15 seconds. Yeah, at least I'm not inspirational quote. Final 10 seconds, although I need it for myself.
This isn't core power.
3, 2, 1. All right, we have 2 left. Oh, everyone's gonna hate this one. All right, we're doing a hovering table walk. I know, I'm not making eye contact with anyone. All right, so tucking those toes, walking 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, so those knees are hovering in that hovering table. Oh, let's go. 3, 2, 1. So finding that hovering table. So it can be little tiny steps like what Ryan's doing, or if you want, taking bigger steps is a little bit easier. So you're gonna feel a lot of different muscles engaging here, your quads, your core, your shoulders, because you're essentially holding up your whole body. 3, 2, 1, top of your mat, squat pivots. So sumo squat, stepping in, sumo squat again. Don't rush it. Don't worry about, dancing around. Good, 10 seconds. Meanwhile, the line of people going to Gold's gym is slowly getting longer. 3, 2, 1, chasse. So again, you can always take that jump out if you would rather just do a step.
It's like shuffle squat taps.
It's like shuffle squat taps. We'll call them that. There's sweat dripping down my face. Three, 2, 1, lateral squats. So staying low here. Nice and controlled. Ten seconds. Ryan, you're almost done. Why would 3, 2, 1, skaters. Okay. We're doing, you cannot do skaters with a band on.
This is revolutionary.
I mean, honestly, that's not bad.
It has like a low amount of resistance, so you can do it.
Good, 10 seconds. 3,
Oh, it's actually
2,
not hard.
1, deadlift walks. You could do that with this. Nice and controlled. Walking forward, hinge. Those hips are staying neutral. Ooh. Good, 3, 2, 1, into the plank, into those hovering tables. Are we done with hovering tables yet? Yes, we are. This last one is going to be a doozy, though, I will warn you. This one feels longer than usual. 3, 2, 1, side lunge pivots. Second to the last time we're doing these. Whew. Mother of pearly pearl. I feel like I'm slowing down here. All right, 3, 2, 1, plank into dolphin. Again, trying to hinge over the shoulders and then walking back out to that same hinge. 3, 2, 1. All right, you're on that last round. I'm sorry about this one. So you're gonna be in a downward facing dog, and you are gonna hop. So you'll lift one leg. You're gonna hop, 2 steps in, 2 steps back. Switch legs, hop 2 steps in, kind of into a plank, and 2 steps back. If that feels impossible, you can always step in and step out, but I challenge you to try to do the jump. All right, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. So find that downward facing dog, lift up a leg. You're hopping, 2 jumps in, 2 hops out, switch legs, 2 hops in, 2 hops out, switch, 2 hops in, 2 hops out. I told you this is a rough one. Using the palms on the ground to control you. They're just little hops in. 3, 2, 1. Hovering table walk. Oh, you're staying here. So walking forward, walking back. You got this, Ryan. Just a couple steps forward, couple steps back. I'm dripping with sweat. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're going to those squat pivots, sumo squats. You all look awesome. Keep it up. We are almost to the end. All right, coming to that chassé. And 3, 2, 1. Oh! Last time through all of these, you all got it. Final little push. Good. 3, 2, 1. We're going to our lateral squat walks. Staying low here. Oh, hello. Maybe you want to try to get a couple inches lower for this last time. 3, 2, 1. Skaters. Coming, alternating. This time I'm going to do the balance version. Clearly, I need to work on it. Good, 10 seconds left. Three, 2, 1. Deadlift walks, coming to the back of your mat, hinging forward, controlling back up, stepping forward, hinging. This one's a nice active recovery. I jumped this one in here. Definitely not easy, but good. 3, 2, 1. We're coming into our plank, into hovering table, and back out. If you want to try, you did the walks, maybe you want to try the jumps this time. Just a couple in here. Final minute coming up. Good. 3, 2, 1. Side lunge pivots. Last time here. Make sure you're catching that breath. Getting ready for that final 30 seconds. mid-Gatorade pull. 3, 2, 1. Let's finish it. 30 seconds left. Coming that dolphin into that forearm plank, hinging up with those hips. Final 10 seconds here. Good. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Feel free to grab some water. We're going to finish with a little tiny core thing in honor of Maggie being here, because I think I figured out about earthquakes when I met her. So, all right. So we're going to be doing 2 earthquakes today. So you can have those feet bent in front of you. You can have them straightened out, whatever feels best for you. And we'll be dropping back for a minute. So those arms will be out in front of you. Shoulders are rolled back and down. Protecting that low back by really trying to get into that deepest layer of your core. All right. I know you love earthquakes, so. All right, ready, set, go. So finding that starting point. So you can have those feet out, you can have them bent. So starting to feel where the core is feeling engaged, and we're gonna drop down an inch. So every 10 seconds for this minute, we'll be dropping down an inch. Good, drop down. We're 20 seconds in here. You can have the arms crossed if that feels better too. Dropping down an inch, we're halfway. But yeah, there you go. Lift out of your low back. Good, come back up to the top. Good, drop down an inch, 20 seconds left here.
Your inch is my centimeter.
That's fine. All right, final 10 seconds, dropping down. Good, 3, 2, 1, relax. We're gonna do that one more time. So think about that. What felt easy, what felt hard? If it was way too hard, you should start up a little bit higher and drop back less. If it was way too easy, drop back further on. So another option too, you can have those arms forward. If you want a little bit of a challenge, you can reach those arms up and it will pull you back a little bit more. All right, last one, then we're done. Ready, set, go. So finding whatever challenge you need here. Finding that tipping point in your core, dropping down an inch. That's fine. Finding whatever works for you. Good, drop down an inch here, we're 20 seconds in. Checking in on that low back, making sure it's not taking too much of the weight. Good, drop down an inch, halfway. 30 seconds to go here. Finding some of that intrinsic motivation, you got this. You got this, everyone. Almost there, final 10 seconds. See if you can challenge yourself a little bit this time. Good, 3, 2, 1, relax, yay. Nice job, everyone. You can actually find your way all the way down to your back. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching. You can just start with that figure 4, so crossing that right leg over your left. See if you can pull the leg in without holding it. So using that knee to pull in instead of just dragging your leg in. So using more of an active stretch here. Making sure that low back is pressed down. I'm sorry if my butt is sweaty, everyone. So opening up that glute, we did a ton of glute work today. So really want to make sure we're getting a little bit of that recovery. You can switch to the other side, that left leg can cross over. Same thing, try not to just pull that leg in, see if you can control it in here. And so using that core still to hold the lower back down. People think stretching is just relaxing into a pose, but sometimes the most effective stretching is actually dynamic and you're recruiting multiple muscles to help pull on that one that you're using. Good. You can drop that foot and hug those knees in. You can give your sacrum a little roll here, so you'll find the rim of your sacrum, and you can just kind of roll around that joint. Not too heavy, but just nice and controlled. If somewhere in particular feels really good, you can find that one instead. All right, we're gonna roll all the way up into our quadruped. So those wrists are right under your shoulders. Knees are a little bit in from your hips. And we're just going to give the hips a little bit more love. So you can start to circle that right leg here. So you're not taking the pelvis out of neutral. So really it's just the femur moving around, and then whenever it feels good, you can switch directions. So we're sending some fluid into that hip joint. Good, and then you can stick that left leg all the way behind you straight and cross it over your right leg, and then you can start to look towards the right and towards that left foot. So you'll feel a nice pull in your glute, and you can even rock back and forth if you feel like you can do that. Good, and then we're gonna bring this left leg to in front of you. So you're in a 90-90, you'll plant that right hand. You're just gonna come into a little bit of a twist here. You don't have to look up, and then feel like if your shoulder joint needs a little bit of love, you can come to a couple circles. Good, you can bring that hand down and step back into your quadruped. We'll come to the other side. So warming up, or I guess cooling down in this case, that other hip joint. Once it feels good, you can switch to the other direction. Good, crossing that right leg over your left. This time you're looking towards that left side, and then you can hinge forward and back if that feels good. You'll feel a nice stretch in that left side of your glute. What are you doing? All right, stepping that right foot forward, you can come to a twist. If that feels good, you can drop the neck. If you feel like your shoulders want a little bit of love, you can give them a nice circle and then switch directions. Good, you can step all the way in, and we'll just finish with a couple cat-cows like how we started. So pressing those palms into the mat and pressing those shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, dropping the neck, and then pulling back with the hands, pressing the chest through here. We'll do that one more time, pressing through those hands, releasing the upper back, and then dragging the hands back, pulling the chest through. All right. Well, feel free to take any more stretches that you want. Thank you for coming today. I'm going to stop recording this.